There's more to home loans than choosing your best interest rate. Hey everyone, Kim from Geotax here for another video designed to help you become a better property investor. Property experts are spruiking this stuff all the time. If you don't buy a property in the right location, with good infrastructure, high rental demands, and the possibility of capital growth, you're never going to succeed. Yes, these are all super important factors to consider as part of your due diligence process before diving into your purchase. But choosing the right loan product is also a huge part of this. And I'm not talking about just getting the lowest interest rates. There's a bit more to it. Once you've decided on your investment strategy, you'll need to make sure that you choose a loan product that is going to ideally maximize your goals for cash flow and capital growth. And so the goal of today's video is to help you understand how your home loan can do just that. But before we get started, we want to be clear that this video is for informational purposes. In no way should you interpret this as financial advice. We always recommend working with a qualified financial advisor or tax agent to give you the best advice for your situation. Okay, so one of the first considerations for your loan is deciding on what your investment strategy is going to be. The bottom line is that your financial circumstance and investment plans should reflect your loan choice. For example, loan features like offset or line of credit might help one investor save time and money but hold less value for another investor. So the best place to start is to identify exactly what you want to achieve with your investment and how you plan on reaching those goals. Once you have done that, you can start to find a loan product that will work best for you and make the most for your investment. If you need some help establishing a game plan for your investment strategy, we have a video that you can check out where we share a few of Australia's most popular investment strategies to help you pick the best investment path. Now, the next consideration is whether you should select a fixed or a variable interest rate. A variable interest rate is one that will change over time. This is because various economic conditions will cause the Reserve Bank of Australia to adjust the cash rate. This kind of interest rate can be good for those investors who aren't necessarily as worried about fluctuations in their repayments and are aware of how their cash flow levels can be affected by rate rises or falls. Often, variable rate loan packages come with a whole host of extra features that allow investors to make the most of their investments. For example, you could have access to an offset account, which would allow you to hold savings in a separate account, which will be credited towards your loan balance. Then, if you ever need these savings for repairs or costs involved with your investment property, you can move the funds out with no penalty or fees. Another common feature with variable rate products is that the agreement will often let you make additional loan repayments when you have extra savings you'd like to put towards your loan balance. If things change in the future and you need those extra funds, a redraw facility will allow you to access the extra money you've paid. Then you have a fixed interest rate loan, which is a great product for investors who want certainty about their outgoing costs and want to make their budgeting as easy as possible. A popular reason investors choose fixed rates is that they can match their loan terms and products to the length of time they anticipate owning the property. One of the downfalls of fixed rate products is that they don't offer the same product features as variable rates, and making extra repayments is not possible with most products. There is also the option to split your home loans. So if you're not 100% comfortable leaving your entire loan balance open to the movements of your lender's interest rate, you can absorb some of the risks of interest rate movements by splitting a portion of your loan between a variable interest rate and a fixed one. Alright, so the next consideration is whether you want to go with a principal and interest loan or an interest-only investment loan. A principal and interest loan is where you pay interest and portions of the amount you borrow, the principal amount, at the same time. With this type of loan, you are making payments towards the actual property from day one. An interest-only investment loan means just that. You are essentially paying off only the interest on the loan amount. you are not making any payments towards the principal loan amount. In this case, you aren't repaying the principal or the loan capital, so the monthly repayments are lower than a principal and interest loan. So essentially, it allows you to get into the market and build capital growth while still having access to extra cash flow. However, one of the risks with an interest-only loan is that the low repayments can make investment properties appear more affordable than they are initially. And when the interest-only period ends, unprepared investors are often caught off guard by a significant increase in repayments. They are also considered a riskier choice because you aren't reducing any of the amount you borrow. It also means, in the long run, you're likely to pay more than you would with a principal and interest loan. Having said all of that, generally, neither option is better than the other. The right type of loan for you will vary depending on your circumstances and your long-term investment strategy. The next thing you need to consider is how capitalizing your costs will impact your finances in the long run. If you have already done some research on investment loans, you'll know that lenders prefer situations where an investor can put down a 20% deposit. Obviously, if you could put down a bigger deposit, you'll likely increase your chances of getting approved, and you'll reduce your overall repayments in the long run. But if you're eager to jump into the property market but you don't necessarily have a big enough deposit, that's not to say a lender won't approve your loan. You're just likely going to have to pay lender's mortgage insurance. As upfront costs, this on top of stamp duty can really push your budget over the edge. So you may end up opting to capitalize some of these upfront costs in your loan amounts. But of course, you need to bear in mind that while this can reduce your upfront outlay, capitalizing costs will increase your monthly commitments to the loan and place more pressure on your monthly budget. On a similar note, if you already own a property, you could use the equity in that property to help you secure a home loan for the next. The equity in your property can be used to fund the deposit on your investment property loan. I won't go into too much detail on this because we have put together a video dedicated to understanding the ins and outs of equity. So, if this is a position you're in, make sure to check out that video. The last thing I want to mention doesn't necessarily have to do with the loan selection process, but rather how to make the most of the tax incentives available to you. Once you have run through all your options and settled on a loan product that suits your needs, you need to make sure that you're taking full advantage of your property investment property tax deductions, one of which is interest on your loan. So, those are the 5 things you should keep in mind when understanding your investment loan options. Remember, what works for one investor might not suit another, so it's really important to discuss all these options with a mortgage broker who will take the time to understand your investment strategy and financial goals and help you make the right decision. Plus, as a go-between for lenders and investors, they'll have access to a wide range of loan options that can be tailored to suit your circumstances. Anyways, guys, that's it from me. I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for more property investment tips. I'm Kim Koch from GeoTax. See you next time.